Okay, I'm making this video because I don't know what to believe anymore. So I was just watching this video on YouTube from Jubilee, and it is Satanists versus major religions. Can Satanists and a major religion see eye to eye? It's like one of their middle ground episodes. And the girl that was on there, she was a Satanist. She said Satan isn't evil because he gave Adam and Eve the knowledge that God was trying to hide from them. The tree of knowledge of good and evil. And then that made me think, like, oh, that is low-key kind of true. Because, like, how come God didn't want us to know the things that we know now? Like, what are you trying to hide that we shouldn't? Like, you wanted us to just walk around and not know what is right and what is wrong. But also at the same time, it's just like, my people perish for the lack of knowledge. Okay, we perish for the lack of knowledge, but you were trying to hide the knowledge from us. I'm so confused. Like, that really just threw me. And now I'm thinking about it even more. Hold on, let me sit down real quick. Let me put this light down so I can get some light while I speak my thoughts. A little bit more. Nina, I like to be right in my face. Alright, let's see. Okay, and then it's just like, where was I at? What was I saying? I was saying that, oh, it's just like, I was thinking just now, I was like, oh my God. God did to Lucifer what a lot of parents do to their kids nowadays. Instead of, like, talking to him and trying to understand where he's trying to come from, you kicked him out. Just because he didn't want to listen to what you said. Just because, like, he didn't agree with what you had to say. Not everything, like, you're not always going to see eye to eye. You're not always supposed to agree with everything. Because if you agree with everything, you're not going to have, like, a mind of your own. So it's just like, you made us in your image, but you don't want us to be like you. You don't want us to be above you. I mean, nobody wants anybody to be above them, but there's always going to be that person who's ranking higher. Because sometimes what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And I don't know which side I'm on anymore. I'm not a Satanist. I don't think I know I'm not a Christian anymore. I stopped being a Christian in like 8th grade because church is just confusing and more demonic than being out in the real world. Trust me, I've seen some shit that's crazy. I've heard some things that's just like, you're supposed to be a man of God. You're supposed to be like a woman of God. If God is supposed to represent that, then I don't want to be in the church. So, yeah, I left. And I was in 8th grade, yeah. So I'm just like, and I've, like, my spiritual journey has just been a range of roller coaster emotions. Not really emotions, it's just like, so what am I supposed to know? And there's always, and what I was saying, there's always two sides of the story. How come Satan doesn't have, like, how come Lucifer doesn't have his story written in the Bible like everybody else? Like, he was human. He was a fallen angel, technically. So he roamed the earth just as much as Adam and Eve did, and Noah, and everybody else who got Job, and whoever else got a book in the Bible. And there's other books in the Bible too, like people who, like, you would never think of, like Enoch and Dan and what's that boy name? I don't know, something with an L. But how come we don't know Lucifer's side of the story? We're only being told one part of the story. We're only hearing one side of the story, and that's what I don't agree with. It's like, okay, you told me your side, and all these years I have to sit here and believe everything that you say because there's only proof of one side of the story. I'm so highly confused. And then I was thinking back on that one episode of Lucifer, and he was like, why are you all blaming me? Why do I get blamed? I get blamed for everything that everybody does, every bad thing that everybody does, but I'm not the one who's doing those things. You're the one who's doing those things, and you decide to blame me to get the heat off your back, or whatever the hell he said. And I low-key agree with that. Like, the devil didn't make you do those things. You had the choice to say yes or no, because God gave us free will. And that's what freaks me up in the head, because before we were even created, God gave angels free will as well. And the one time one of your angels say, I don't agree with you, you kicked them out. It's like the allegory of the cave. Like, I mean, you have free will to, like, walk out and leave, but you've been in this dark room for your whole entire life. You see these shadows on the wall, but that one person leaves, and they come back and they tell you, oh, there's so much more out there that you don't know, and, like, we're just living this shallow life, and we could be living so much more. And you just, like, bash that person and tell them that they're lying, and make them like you're seriously gaslighting them, even though, like, what they're saying is true. For you to just be stuck in one. And I feel like that's what the angels who stayed in heaven did. Like, they just, this is all we know, so I'm not gonna go with you because I don't want to be wrong. But instead of making up something in your own mind, like, you know, thinking in your own mind, maybe this is something that I could get with. Like, maybe I could see something different if I do these things, or do something different. Maybe things won't be so bad. And what a lot of people don't know is that when Lucifer left, he took a whole bunch of angels with him, like half of heaven. He took half of heaven with him. That's like more than, it's a whole lot of angels. And they're not demons, they're fallen angels. And a lot of them aren't bad. Like, if you look them up, a lot of them aren't bad. It's just like, I've done a lot of studying lately. It's just so much. It's hard to explain, especially if I hate talking about things that I don't know about, but it's just things that I have in my head. I'm just like, okay. And lately, like, being on this spiritual journey is just, like, making me think, okay, if I do this, then I won't get into heaven. So maybe I shouldn't do this so I can get into heaven. And I'm sitting here stuck on whether or not I should follow my dreams and, like, come across things that may lead me into a path of darkness, or like, don't follow my dreams and end up miserable because I wanted to get into heaven. Like, it's easy. Like, I have free will, so I could just come across those things and just say no to them, you know? Oh, and everybody thinks that the devil is Satan or the devil is Lucifer. The devil is multiple different people, like, and when I say people, I mean like actual people, like they're physical beings, like you can touch them, feel them, see them if they show themselves to you. Well, if they show themselves to you in their true form, you can see them, but like they roam this earth, like they can see you, they can hear you. That's why, okay, if you pray in your heart or like in your head, the devil can't hear you. But if you pray out loud, he can hear you. Because he's a human too, but he also has like angelic powers. Because, I mean, he's still an angel. And that's why I don't believe he's evil either. He's just that child. Like, every parent has, like, if you have multiple children as a parent, there's always going to be that one child that's like your rebel child, and Lucifer's just that rebel child, and I am that rebel child to my mom's kids, because I'm always like challenging her. That's what she says. You're always challenging me, you're always being disrespectful, you're always doing this and this and that. But it's just like, you're not listening to what I have to say. And every time I tell you that, like, I have this conversation with my mom like 3 or 4 times a week. Like, she says something and I'm just like, okay, what you said kind of doesn't make me feel good, and I would appreciate it. And I've said it in a nice tone multiple times, and I was just like, I would appreciate it if you stopped doing that or saying that, or if you want to say something, could you say it in like a different manner, or just don't say it at all. And she continues to keep doing that, and I'm just like, can you stop saying that? Can you stop saying that? And everybody around me is just like, why are you being so disrespectful to mom? And why are you disrespecting me? I'm not disrespecting me. You're disrespecting me. You have no respect for me at all. If I'm telling you what's making me hurt, or like what's making me mad, and you're just sitting up here ignoring the fact that I have feelings, and you're just continuing to do it. And it's like, I listen to you, and I don't, and you're lying. I don't believe anything that you're saying, because you're just gonna continue to do it. And I told her this one time, I was like, you need to start repenting, like, because this is before this epiphany that I had today. I was like, you say sorry, but you continue to do the things that you do. So I don't understand why you keep telling people that you're sorry. I don't, like, sometimes, like, I don't remember what we were arguing about or what was said, but like, she tried to apologize to me, and I was like, okay. She's like, you're not gonna accept my apology? I said, no, because you're just gonna do it again. And she was like, that's not true. I was like, yes, it is true, because this is like the 5th time that we've had this conversation. Like, what do you mean that that you're not gonna do it again? Like, I'm tired of having the same conversation with the same outcome every time. Every single time. And don't get me wrong, I love my mom down boots, okay? But I won't tolerate it anymore. Like, I say that, but it's just like, I don't have control over what she does. She's her own person. And we got stuck. I said all this to say that we got stuck in between, in a different realm, rather. It's a whole different realm that came to the earthly realm, a battle between a father and his son, because the son was speaking his mind and the father didn't want to listen. Didn't even give him a chance to speak up about how he was feeling. And you just deemed him a disrespectful child. And I feel like a lot of kids go through that today. And everybody's talking about some breaking generational curses. This is one generational curse that we can't break, obviously, if we can't realize where the root of the problem is. I just figured out the root of the freaking problem of everybody's same generational curse, because I'm pretty sure there's billions upon billions. All the millions and the billions of the people in the world, and you thought that I gave a fuck? Yeah. All the millions and the billions of the peoples of the world probably got the same exact issue that Lucifer had with God, and I'm one of them. And now I want to know Satan's side of the story, because maybe I can relate. I've been reading Jesus' side of the story. I've been hearing God's side of the story all my life. I never once heard Satan's side of the story. Never once heard the Prince of Music's side of the story. Like he was all I know is that he was this beautiful angel. He was made of all the instruments, and he was God's source of music, like, and he was God's favorite child. And everybody was like, "Oh, you're not supposed to have a favorite child." Da 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 da. But he soon became God's like least favorite. But I don't think that he's God's least favorite at this point. It's just like, you're my favorite child, but I don't want you to see that. Oh my God. I'm unpacking a lot of, Lucifer and God need to go to therapy. They need to go to therapy right now. Cause what? Y'all got some family trauma that y'all need to get through. Like, ASAP No Rocky. ASAP No Rocky. Even though ASAP Rocky is a gay man. That's why Rihanna not with him no more. They're trying to cover it up with the fact that I'm not even gonna speak on that, but yeah. Yeah, they need therapy. And I feel like once they heal, the whole world can heal. Once they kiss and make up, everything in the world will be right again. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. I don't know how I'm gonna fight spiritually, but I'm gonna try to figure something out. Like, in my head, I think I can infiltrate. Like, I be thinking maybe I should infiltrate like the Illuminati and da da da, or infiltrate the spiritual realm and infiltrate heaven and see if I could get Lucifer and God to make up, see what we can do about this, because I'm tired of this. Oh, and I also have the theory that we missed the rapture because of the whole Ethiopia thing, and then the fact that I found this map of like the different worlds that God created and destroyed because he messed up. That's why I believe that God is not perfect as well either, but that's another story for another day. So yeah, I'm not gonna post this anywhere right now. Maybe I should. I think I would just post it to YouTube, unedited, uncut, and see what everybody thinks. But if you watch my little epiphany and you would like to hear more of what I got going on up here, just leave a like, a comment, a share, subscribe, a dislike, Oh, and another thing is, I feel like I could do this really well because my great-grandfather, he was a Mason, and he told us, like, back in the day, some things about the Masonic, peoples. And then this guy that I was recently with, like, that I used to mess with, his father is a Mason, and I asked him about it, and he just brushed it off, which made me think a lot of different things. So I'm just like, But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go. Thanks for watching. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Bye.